Fine. Hi, everybody. Today we have Mr. Prashant from Adventure Sum. He has founded the company. Mr. Prashant, welcome to our show. It's a great pleasure to have you on board. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Anuradha, for having me here. So, if I describe myself, so I am a travel enthusiast. Like, travel is something which always calls me, and I have done almost like more than 400 trek, and I have covered, you can say, like 29 states in India plus 5 countries. And I'm the founder of Adventure Sum. I'm running this from past 5 years. This is the basic like background for me. Yeah.
So, 29 states, you said, right? That's a huge number. What inspired you to begin this venture, Prashant?
Okay, so basically, I must tell you, like, my father is in Air Force. So after every 3 and 4 years, in a span of time, he used to transfer to different places. So with him only, I have covered almost like till my schooling. I have been to almost 9 states, and after that, I went to my college. I did my engineering from Bangalore, and after my engineering, I started this venture, and in that, I have covered almost 22 states.
Which college are you from in Bangalore? Engineering?
It's like Acharya Institute of Technology.
That's great. That's very nice. So, and then you decided not to do a corporate job, and then you came.
So I must tell you, like it was not like that. Actually, I was working there for 1 year, and then I realized, like in commute, like I was wasting almost 3 to 4 hours in a day. So
And
then I decided this is not something like I was happy with. I should start my own venture where people can get benefit out of it. So I started this Adventure Hub.
so 5 years ago in Bangalore, you must have faced certain challenges to set up a new company. As a founder of the company, what challenges you faced, Prashant? Do you want to share with the viewers?
Yeah, definitely. So basically, like I get two kind of challenges. One is uh, thus in this case, like you need to be have a big brand name. Otherwise, like people won't trust you. So the first challenge was safety and the security. So at that time, we started a very new trend, which is a night trek in Bangalore. So I used to take people for 60 to 70 kilometers nearby Bangalore. We do the night trek, and then early morning we used to come back to show them the sunrise. We go on the hill, we sleep there. We used to carry the tent, sleeping bag, and we do bonfire there itself. We have dinner, and early morning we used to come back. So in initially when I was not having a brand, people don't used to trust on me. It was very difficult for me to get people out of it. So I started with my friends, families, relatives. I used to call them when that market actually hit. Then only like I get the like demand out of it. And the second challenge is like as we were getting famous, the problem was giving people a new places. Like suppose if I'm telling you Makali Durga, some guy has come from Makali Durga, but they like my company and uh, come to trek with me. The problem was I can't take them again and again to the same places. So after that, I started searching for new places where I can take them, and that can be for 2 days trip on weekends. So I know only two languages, like Hindi and English. But the biggest challenge here in South is like all the four states have their own languages. So
Correct.
it was actually very difficult for me to go on the offbeat places where people don't know Hindi and English and telling them like what exactly I am looking for or people whom I can rely on. Suppose if I am taking a trip and there is a local guide for me and I reach there and he is not there, so it will be a bad impression for me. So searching those kind of people exactly like where they can be or they can understand, they can communicate with me. So that was the biggest challenge. Like if I can tell you, like uh, in 2016 I went to Nagalapuram. It's a place in Andhra Pradesh, just 250 kilometers from Bangalore. The biggest challenge was there, like it can't be for 1 day trip because 5 day going and then trek there for waterfall and coming back on the same days. I don't think people will find it worth it. So what we did, they are looking for some stay thing, but in that village there is no toilet, and without toilet people don't want to stay. So we went like almost 60 kilometer near to Tirupati. There is a place called Nellore in there we found a remote place which is like it's an island on the beach. The place is known as Tupilipelam.
Okay.
There we start camping, and like these are the biggest challenge what we faced to searching the right place or right people. Yes, that
So your treks are ranging from 2 days to 5 days, minimum two on the weekend, one day.
can be like the nearby Bangalore.
Okay.
That can be for one day, and it can last maximum to 3 to 4 days. If we go to Himalayas, then it will be 5 days.
All right.
Otherwise, like nearby Bangalore, weekend trips will be for 2 days only.
I want to know your opinion about the relation between tracking and wellness, because this is a wellness website that
Mhm.
I'm the founder of, and you are speaking about that you began this venture with your relatives, and then later on people you became famous and people started to come for treks. So, what was the difference in their personalities once they took your trek with respect to wellness? Did they feel
Okay.
happier? Like their stress came down?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, this is very good question. So, I must say, like, according to my experience, like, it opens up your mind, refresh you, and gives you more perspective. You will come to know about the local culture in that area. And the biggest thing was I thought like you should do trek is like you will be fit. It will very good for your mental health and the physical health. You will get good kind of leadership quality in you if you go for the track, and you will be more social. You will start getting more network with the people. And for I think for introvert this is something which they should try, because on trek you like if you need to do something like you need to climb there, and if someone wants to quit but you need to move in a group, so they will come to you and they will try to help you out with that. So that is something where like people usually make a bond, they will have good memories. Yeah, like these are the things I think which is very beneficial for health.
Prashant, you are saying that you only know Hindi and English. Which
Yeah,
part of India are you from?
I am from Delhi.
You're from Delhi.
Yeah, yeah.
So, considering you're from Delhi and you don't know a lot of languages, and you are doing this your operation in South India. So,
Mhm.
how do you choose the places that you want your like your clients to go, and what do you do to make sure that you are comfortable with the surroundings? What is the thought process behind? Because these are very the new place you're talking about.
Exactly. So the thing is, like, I have a team. So there are people who knows the local languages as well as Hindi.
Okay.
So I use them. So basically, if there is a person, so I basically do a what do you say, like experiential travel. So in that there are two types of client. One is like the foreigners who want the personalized service. So they want to experience each and everything. Suppose if they are going to Mysore, they want to eat on banana leaves. So for that, like I need to take them on the offbeat place, and I need a guide who can talk to in the local language, then explain it to Hindi, and I can tell him in English. So this is a big thing. Like I used to do the communication gap I used to fill. And for local people, suppose if I have group of 10 to 20 people, like Bangalore population is almost 48% are North Indians, the IT people. So with them, I can communicate in Hindi and English. And my driver and all these people, they know Hindi and the local languages. So I don't find these kind of difficulties because I always travel with them. I never ever travel without them, because like I have been in trouble like going alone on these places.
Of
Like
course.
you will start asking for food and they won't be able to understand. Like for Karnataka, I know a little bit of Kannada, so I can manage. But if you go to some uh, Andhra or Telangana or like in Tamil Nadu, you will face problem. So I have a team. Like I always use that.
So, who are your target customers, Prashant? You're talking about foreigners, people, IT people. Is there any particular, range of age group of people, or what is the profile whom you want them to come to your adventure camp more often?
Okay, so basically, when I started with the trekking, only just trekking. Like I used to target the place where there is a good trek. At that time, I was targeting people from 20 to 35. Like that's the age when people they are enthusiastic to do some adventure activities. But as
And
soon as
physically fit also. They have to physically
yeah,
fit to walk
yes,
so
yes,
much.
yes, yes. Even I don't want to take unfit people, because Once I took a lady around, she was 60 in age, and she told me she want to do. I said, okay, let's do it. But while climbing, she was facing problems. So it took around 5 to 6 hours to take her just for 2 kilometers. Like my whole team was there to take her up. And while coming down again, we faced problems. So after that, we realized like uh, we should not have these kind of like particular market areas. So we have made a adventure for everyone. Like adventure for you is different for what adventure is for me. Like taking someone to temples is adventure for them. For kids, it's like there's a place called Water Park, Wonderla, Amritsar Park is a adventure for them. And for us, it will be something where we are doing cliff jumping or we are doing treks, staying in a camp or a beach side. So these are the things. So person who want my service exactly, like who don't want any kind of hassle in booking tickets or traveling, or they don't want to take any kind of headache, they are the ideal customer for me who wants my service.
Um, can you tell me something about home on wheels, this caravan things? I think you have expanded now, and
Sorry.
you have home on wheels
Okay,
caravan.
home on wheels. Yeah.
Do you have this offering for
Yeah,
adventure?
yeah. Yeah, it's still there.
What do you do in this? This sound very, Hollywood movie types.
Okay, there's a guy called like he's the owner of it, this caravan. He newly bought that caravan to Bangalore, and he was struggling to get the customer because like he is actually very old guy, or like he's around 50 or 60, so he don't know much about the social media and how to get people on this. And the problem was he was not targeting the right place to go and camp with the caravan.
Okay.
So I just talked to her, and I was actually searching for some new experience to give to people. And then I came out about this caravan, and then I rented that caravan, and I took like like the problem with that is it can accommodate only 5 people.
Okay.
That caravan has the limited capacity.
So where all do you go in this caravan? Like if you start from Bangalore, how far do you
Mhm.
go?
So there is no limitations. Wherever you want, you can take it. But the thing is, it will be very costly. It's like flagship for us. It's 10,000 per day. So if you're ready to bear that, then yeah, like
And
five
that will
people,
park it.
10,000.
Suppose I'm going from Bangalore to Mysuru.
Mm-hmm.
Where will I park my this particular caravan in Mysuru?
So that's the basic problem we faced. We only give it to people who have like the they don't have any issue with the parking, because I don't want this to be parked anywhere, because the local village people, and they used to come inside and they open it, they use the fridge, and they used to check what is this exactly. It's a
Yes.
running home.
Mm.
So for that, I usually give it to the people who wants to take it to some resort because they have proper parking.
Mm-hmm.
So you can enjoy the trip with the caravan, but I don't want you to stay always in caravan. You come out, you
Okay.
camp to some resort, and then again come back in that caravan.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Because
like
in
that.
India, people are very curious and these things are not very common. So safety
Yes.
issue maybe that, for a
Yes, like you
family,
can
for
say,
example.
like in city, people are aware of this, but like if you want to go to offbeat places, that is actually very dangerous. Like because there is a like it's a 3-star hotel kind of thing. It's fridge, it's having AC and everything.
All
So
right.
if anybody can come and like they can take anything out, so
All
it's a
right.
big loss for me, and I don't want to have bad relation with my customers. So I usually don't give them for that.
What about this, the Great Himalayan Ride? Are you taking treks to Himalaya also?
Yes,
The
like
biking
once in
tour?
a, yeah, it's once in a year. So basically, I'm from Delhi. I have a good contact there. So
Mm-hmm.
I have tie-up with my team there also. It's a 11 to 15 days trip to Himalayas, like where in Delhi, Leh, and come back to Delhi.
So you start from Delhi on
Yes.
bikes.
Yeah, so it's a road trip. Like then Manali, sorry, Chandigarh, Manali, and Tosh, and then we go to Leh, and from there we come back. Either if you want, you can come from the Punjab side, like coming from Srinagar, or the same route you can take.
That must be a beautiful drive.
Yes, like it was very famous in 2010 to 2016, but now as it's very crowded, people everyone can go by themselves. So we like do once in a year. Earlier, like when I started, I used to do twice or thrice in a year, but now this once in a year because
So you need to
there
carry
is big
oxygen.
competition. Sorry.
You need to carry some oxygen cylinders while you
No,
are.
no. No, 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 no.
No, there were a lot of height difference between.
So we don't do treks there. It's just a bike ride.
Okay,
So you don't
that's
need that.
comfortable. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, it's very comfortable.
We just keep on reading on the internet and news that once you go to Leh, because of the altitude difference, you people have some breathing problems. So we are just
Yeah,
heard. So I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
curious
You do
myself.
have, but Leh is not the like we don't go to that place where you will face these kind of problem.
All
That
right.
is only if you go in Leh and you go for some trek.
And
So
you need about
we
15 days, 15 days to
get
complete this
11 to 15 days.
around
Like
the
if you
15
are
days.
a good rider, you can ride around 400 to 600 kilometer in a day in a normal road. Like from Delhi to Chandigarh, it's a highway. So that can be covered in one day. But as you go after Manali, just for 60 kilometer, you need to spend like 3 to 4 hours.
Oh,
So if you
because of the
are
flying, because of the steepness of
no,
the road.
even the road is not that good.
Okay.
Even the road is not that good. It's totally like off-roading kind of thing. So that's why like people prefer Bullet to
All
go there.
right.
Like it should be heavy bike and good CC bike so that you can go there.
But Prashant, as we go towards Leh, the traffic should be less as compared to Bangalore, for example.
You won't say that because nowadays everyone is going there. You
Oh,
can
okay.
once you reach to Manali, you can hire bike from there and you can go by yourself. Like
All right.
because of Google, you can go by yourself. You don't need anyone. Only
All right.
problem you will face if your bike will get defect in between. But if there are many mechanics in between, so and people are very helpful for each other. If your bike is not like it's puncture or something, they will give you lift and you can get the mechanic and everything can be done easily. So yeah, it's very crowded nowadays.
All right.
It won't be like that earlier in 2010 or 12. It's
Okay.
getting crowded.
All right. You have also mentioned women only trip at Adventuresome.
Yes.
So, who would be the right person to go, and whom are you
Okay.
talking to?
So in that, even I used to go to take care of safety and security, but one of my teammate, like she is another co-founder, Shifali Kawatra, she used to take care of that trip.
Okay. All right.
So it's basically to empower the women, like to take out the fear from them, and they can be how much adventurous and to realize them like nothing is impossible for you. If you want, if you have that will, you can do it. So that is she used to do.
All
She used to
right.
take care of those trips.
Okay. And can you tell us something about micro light flying?
Okay, that is actually very new in Bangalore. That is where you can be a pilot for a day. You will be a co-pilot. You can sit with the pilot, and there will be a common joystick with you and the pilot, and he will teach you how to take that microlight flying,
Okay.
how to ride that microlight flying. It's a 10 to 15 minute joyride which
Okay.
you can fly.
So that means I should not be having any previous flying
No,
experience.
no, no, no. So
In
you will be the co-pilot. The real pilot will going to sit with you because we can't give you that plane. It's actually like very costly and it's very risky.
So how to different from my flight from Delhi to Bangalore? I'm just sitting there, and
Mhm.
I know somebody is flying the plane. So
No,
what
in
difference is
okay,
it?
in this only two seats are there, and
Okay.
both are parallel. Like you are sitting with the pilot next to the pilot. It's like this,
Okay, in the
and
cockpit.
yes, exactly. So it only two seats, and there are in
So
cockpit
then
as well.
what this joystick is doing for me? You say
Joystick
I have
is
something to
yeah, it's a
play.
common between you and the pilot. So
Okay.
that is to control like where to take, you want to take up. So it's like a gear kind of thing which you will control.
All right.
But he always have the main control. It's like this. Even he used to control and you can control, but he has the master control all the time.
Where is this happening in Bangalore, Prashant? In our
It
Campegoda International Airport.
no. We can't do it there. So it's happening in Hebal near Jakur Airport. Yeah.
Okay.
All these
Fine.
aero activities are happening there. Like hot air balloon used to happen there itself. Then there is paragliding, parasailing. All those things are happening there. It's a big ground.
So the entire thing will last for 15 to 20 minutes if I want to fly with you in micro light.
Yes. That will end up in 10 to 15 minutes. If you want to do more, you can like take again a ride. Otherwise, like 10 to 15 minutes. Yes.
And I'll be in the skies of Bangalore only. I cannot possibly
Yes.
fly very far.
No. So it has limitation. It's kind of glider. Like
Glider.
it can go
Okay.
maximum to 10,000 feet, but we usually take only 4 to 5,000. We never go to 10,000. And it's kind of joyride. Like you
Okay.
will come to know like how pilot used to feel while like take that plane. That's it. So it's kind
Right.
of joyride. If you want to licensing, there is certain criteria like you need to
Okay.
go through that.
There's one more thing mentioned by Adventuresome called cliff diving.
Yeah.
What is cliff diving? And
Okay, so cliff diving is we do at two places. One is in Gokarna and one is in Hampi. So this is where there is a cliff and you need to jump into the water. In Gokarna, we do it from 10 to 15 feet, that is into the sea. And in Hampi, that is for the basically the pro people, that is like starts from 30 feet to 50 feet.
okay.
So that is like you need to jump into the water from the top.
But
So
you need to be good in swimming, and the jump should be really, really deep.
exactly, exactly. So both the places in sea, it's like almost where when you're gonna jump from 10 to 15 meter, it's almost maybe 7 to 8 meter deep. The place we used to jump, and we always provide you the life jacket, even if you are a pro swimmer, because we don't want to take risk. And my team is always there with the tube in the water,
Okay.
and
So,
same goes with the
Prashant,
Humpy. Yeah.
okay, tell me about Humpy. You were saying about
Yeah,
Humpy.
it same goes with the Humpy. Like my person is always there inside the water with the tube. So even if you jump and you are scared or something bad happen, like your life jacket opens up or something happens, my person will be there to take care of that. Like the
Okay.
safety, we always take care of it.
So we have discussed so many adventure sports, and you have been to so many places. What would be your favorite spot in India where you want to go? Himalaya biking or micro ride flying? What is Prashant's favorite
Uh,
spot?
if it would be, I have a choice. I will again go to Lakshadweep. That's the place where like it's very less crowded. Like the total population is just 10,000 in Lakshadweep, and you can say it's better than like I have been to four countries. Like the Maldives, I have been to. Then I have been to Sri Lanka. I have been to Dubai. I like Lakshadweep more than all of these places. It's so clean and the water is so good and the coral and everything, the peace what I get there, and like what I have seen there, there is a place like the end of Lakshadweep. It's like a single line kind of island. If you go to one end, you will find a sunset and a moonrise. You can see both the thing from a same place. That is what something like I would love to do, like see again.
Okay. So, Prashant, I have one question related to personal development now. You have spoken that you were in college, you have traveled to 9 states with your father, then you took up engineering, and then you have started this venture of your own. So, if you can turn back the time and talk to your 18-year-old self when you were younger, then what lessons have you learned? What message would you give to youth, based on your own personal experience?
Hmm. So I would tell myself to learn new skills as soon as possible and as much as you can gain, because you always have first mover advantage in
Okay.
this field, like in traveling, because this is something which is very new and everyone need to explore. And like I will tell him, if you're gonna stop, there will be someone at some place who gonna overtake you. So you
Okay.
should always be learning in this field.
All right. On the same note, is there any other profession, is there any other sport you would like to learn apart from you are achiever? But what new
So
would you learn? Yeah.
so from my childhood, I was totally into the sports. Like I used to play almost all the games, but football and basketball is something which I love to play. So if there is an option, I would love to go into football industry where I can manage or I can be a coach, because that is something I think I can do very well. Or I can be a good commentator. Like if you can give me a mic, I can like entertain everyone. Or if some other profession, if you're asking, then I can be a storyteller or a stand-up comedian. I can do really well. I think I can do. Yeah.
You are very talented indeed. So, talking about
Thank you.
storytelling,
Mhm.
do you want to share any story with our viewers about your work in adventuresome? Any group you have taken, something very interesting happened? Please share with us.
So like if you ask me, there are 3 4 incidents like which is actually very memorial for me. One is like there was a lady, who came for India for almost 20 days. And when she was staying in Bangalore, what she was searching someone who can take her to show the real India, because the person he is staying with, that man is showing him the malls or the Nandi Hills, which is very famous and which is there in US. So she just contacted me and she told me like, do you have something which I will be love to see? I just asked her area, like what exactly she do and what she love to see. She told me like she want to see something Indian MMA, mixed martial arts. So I took her to Kerala for show her Kalaripetu. That's the only Indian martial arts happening. Then after that, like I had 14 days trip with her. Like we have covered almost 9 to 10 states in India in that 14 days of span. And then I asked her what else. I told her like all the adventure activities, like the US is very advanced from India. So for them, skydiving is very common in those people. But rafting is something which is not happening in Austin, and she's from Austin. So I took her to the best place in India, like Dehradun. The Rishikesh is famous for rafting. Yeah, we went there and we did rafting there, and she was actually very happy having that adventure sports. Like she was very happy to do that. So yeah, I did that with her. And after that, like she really appreciated me. She was very happy and she invited me to Russia. Like she's from Russia and she invited me like, your turn is done, now you can come to my country and I'll show you what Russia is. And then there is an instance. Okay, there's a big instance. So I got an opportunity to take 40 foreigners to Sri Lanka, and in very short period of time. Like they just called me and they told me like, you have 7 days, can you be able to arrange a Sri Lanka trip for us? I said yes, I can do that. But the problem I was facing, that going to Sri Lanka, what they exactly want, because they have seen everything in Europe, or because Sri Lanka is famous for their beaches. And if you are staying in US or some other country, the beaches are actually similar to Sri Lanka. So there is nothing unique which you can show them, and you can get like a good appreciation for them, like you have shown them the real Sri Lanka. So what I did, I went 3 days before them, and I explore all those places which are not present on internet. Like if even if you are blogger, you can read from internet, you won't be able to reach there. So I found those places and I took them there, and they were actually very happy with that. So these are two memories which, like, I am
Have you
very
been to
happy.
Andaman also?
Yeah, I have been to Andaman. Yes.
So between Lakshadweep and Andaman, which is more, beautiful place?
I must say, like for me, Lakshadweep is something which I haven't seen anywhere. Andamans is now very crowded. It's getting
Crowded.
like Goa, like where
Is
people
it because
are.
it is very easy to go to Andaman and Lakshadweep? It requires more time and effort. What is
Uh,
the reason Andaman is crowded according to you and Lakshadweep is not?
Now the government is supporting, like in defense. Like I have been to Andamans with my father only, so he was getting some LTC kind of thing where you will get the reimbursement, and it's very cheap compared to Lakshadweep. That
Okay.
Andamans is very cheap compared to Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep is something which is you need to pay around 1 lakh rupees for two people for 4 day trip,
Okay.
because only one flight is there from Cochin to Lakshadweep.
Kochi.
And
Kochi, that is in
yeah,
Kerala.
yeah. You can go
Okay.
only from Cochin to Lakshadweep, and there is one cruise which runs only 3 to 4 days. So it's very difficult to reach to Lakshadweep compared to Andamans. Andamans like Indigo, from anywhere you can go. From Delhi there is direct flight, then from Bangalore there is direct flight, from Chennai direct flight, and then Calcutta you have direct flight, and then uh, I think only Havelock is something which can be compared to Lakshadweep. Otherwise, I didn't find because I have been there in 2016. Might be in 2010, Andamans is something which is like Lakshadweep, but now it's very crowded. And if you go, you won't find that kind of peace. And I don't know. It might be like I have covered almost all the places, so it looks similar to Goa to me. But Lakshadweep
I
is
think the
something.
same can be said about Maldives also, where you have also been. Like Maldives also have become very crowded these days. If you want to stay in those resorts on the water, it's very expensive.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very expensive. It's $3,500 per day. So it is actually not affordable for everyone.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so if you go to Lakshadweep, you won't get that kind of feeling you are having in Andamans. It's still uncrowded compared to Andamans, and there are many places in Lakshadweep which is unexplored.
Okay.
So, that's the difference between a traveler and a tourist. So, tourists, what they do, they have a proper itinerary, what they heard, they usually go there. Suppose, but my work is to take you the places which like nobody used to go. Suppose if you want to go to Delhi, so normal people will take you to the Lal Killa, and they will take you to somewhere in Chandni Chowk. But
Shopping, yeah, shopping in
yes,
Chandni
the
Chowk.
India Gate, these kind of places. But what I'll try to do to take you to the place where not much people used to go, like the Purana Killa or the Parathe Wali Gali or somewhere in Dwarika, like that the difference, the offbeat places I would love to take you where you need me, where exactly you need me. You can trust on me and you can come and get that kind of experience because nowadays everything is there on internet.
Yes.
If you want and if you are ready to take risk, you just go through internet, you read everything because people share the person number also. You just contact him and you can go there directly. So in that case, I don't want to take those kind of people because you know what? People start comparing. They in India, the biggest problem is they don't value your service.
Mhm.
That's the biggest thing. So if suppose a guy is going alone to somewhere in Agra, if he's going alone to Agra, so the fees will be he need to pay is 40 rupees to entry for Taj Mahal. But suppose
Yes.
if he wants my service and he wants me to come with him, he need to pay 80 rupees because even I am there
You have
and
to get,
I'm
yes.
giving my time. So
Hmm.
I need to get some markup from there. But in India, people are not ready to do that. So that's the thing. That's why I don't find those kind of people and I don't do those kind of trips where people can go by themselves because
Okay.
I don't want to filter my market. That's the thing.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Fine, Prashant. I have come to the end of the questions that I want to ask you. The floor is open for you now. If there's any message you want to share to my viewers, anything at all you want to say, you can say.
So I must tell you, like, if you get chance to travel, travel as much as you can because this is something which changes your perspective of like experiencing thing. When I started traveling, I have been to different places. I come to know how can people think. Like it will actually open up your mind. You will come to know like what kind of problem people are facing and how you can help them or what kind of life they are living. Or if you want, you can live those kind of one day life with them. So yeah, that's the thing. Like I really want everyone to experience this traveling.
People should travel more. It expands
Yes.
your mind and it make you healthy also, mental,
Yeah,
emotionally well.
definitely. And you will be like getting more and more network with the people. Like bonding is good. And if you love hang out with people, then travel is something you should do.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Prashant. Today it was wonderful talking to you. Wonderful learning about adventuresome. And I hope to meet you someday and then go on
Sure.
a trip with you to Agra and whatever place we have mentioned today.
Sure.
Thank you and have
It's
a
my
nice day.
pleasure. Sure.
Bye.